Hey everyone, Munir here. You ever think about how things change? Like how one day you're a kid freaking out about your Tamagotchi dying and the next you're looking at census data. Okay, maybe not, but stick with me. Today, we're talking about change, but on a bigger scale, the fastest shrinking states in the US. We're going deep on the top 5. The whys, the hows, the whole deal. This isn't about doom and gloom though, it's about understanding what's happening in these places, to these people. Because behind the numbers, there are stories of economic hardship, of shifting demographics, of people trying to make the best choices for themselves and their families. So buckle up, we're diving into the heart of America, one state at a time, to learn why some places are seeing more goodbyes than hellos. Let's get started. Our first stop takes us to the mountain state, West Virginia. Known for its rolling hills, bluegrass music, and a certain John Denver song, West Virginia is facing a harsh reality. It's shrinking. For generations, the coal industry was the backbone of this state, providing jobs and a sense of identity. But as the demand for coal declines, so too does the population. It's like watching a slow-motion exodus.
Young people, especially, are leaving in search of work and opportunity. They're packing up their dreams and heading to bigger cities, leaving behind aging communities and a dwindling workforce.
It's a story we've heard before, the slow decline of an industry town, but that doesn't make it any less real, any less heartbreaking for the families who call West Virginia home. And it's not just the lack of jobs. The opioid crisis hit West Virginia particularly hard, leaving its mark on communities already struggling to cope with economic uncertainty. The life expectancy here is lower than the national average, a grim statistic that reflects the complex challenges facing the state.
But amidst the hardship, there's a resilience in the people of West Virginia, a fierce love for their home that refuses to be extinguished. There are efforts to diversify the economy, to attract new industries, to revitalize communities. There are people fighting to keep the spirit of West Virginia alive, to write a new chapter in its story. But the road ahead is long, and the challenges are real.
The question is, can West Virginia adapt and thrive in a changing world, or will it continue to fade away? A cautionary tale of economic transition and its human cost. Next, we head to the heartland, to the land of Lincoln, Illinois. Once a powerhouse of industry and agriculture, Illinois is grappling with a shrinking population, particularly in its urban centers. Chicago, the Windy City, known for its iconic skyline and vibrant culture, is losing residents at an alarming rate.
But unlike West Virginia, Illinois' decline isn't solely driven by a single industry. It's a complex interplay of factors, with economic challenges at the forefront. The state has struggled with high taxes, budget deficits, and a business climate that some say is unfriendly to growth. This has led to job losses, particularly in the manufacturing sector, once a pillar of the Illinois economy. And as jobs disappear, so too do the people who held them, seeking opportunities elsewhere.
But it's not just economics at play. Illinois, like many states, is experiencing a demographic shift. Its population is aging, and younger generations are choosing to put down roots in other states, often lured by warmer climates, lower costs of living, and booming job markets in the Sun Belt. This exodus of young talent further exacerbates the economic challenges facing Illinois, creating a vicious cycle of decline.
However, it's important to remember that Illinois is a state of immense diversity, home to vibrant communities and a rich history. The challenges are real, but so too is the spirit of innovation and resilience that has always defined Illinois. The question is, can Illinois address its economic woes, retain its young talent, and write a new chapter in its story? Or will it continue to lose ground, a cautionary tale of economic stagnation and demographic shifts?
Chapter 3. Louisiana, a sinking feeling. From the heartland, we travel south to the Bayou State, Louisiana, a place of vibrant culture, musical heritage, and a unique blend of French, African, and American influences.
But beneath the surface of its lively traditions, Louisiana is facing a harsh reality. It's losing ground, both literally and figuratively. While the state grapples with a shrinking population, it's also battling the very real threat of coastal erosion.
Rising sea levels are swallowing up Louisiana's coastline at an alarming rate, displacing communities and threatening its unique ecosystem. It's a slow-motion disaster, a stark reminder of the environmental challenges facing our planet.
But the loss of land is just one piece of the puzzle. Louisiana is also struggling with healthcare disparities, poverty, and a lack of access to quality education in many areas. These factors contribute to a lower life expectancy and a higher rate of out-migration, as people seek better opportunities for themselves and their families.
The state's economy, heavily reliant on the oil and gas industry, is vulnerable to fluctuations in the global market. While efforts are underway to diversify the economy and invest in renewable energy, the transition is slow and fraught with challenges.
However, amidst these struggles, the spirit of Louisiana endures. The people here are known for their resilience, their ability to rebuild and adapt in the face of adversity.
The question is, can Louisiana overcome its challenges, protect its people and its unique culture, and chart a new course for the future? Or will it continue to lose ground, a cautionary tale of environmental fragility and socio-economic disparities? Chapter 4, Mississippi Exodus from the Delta. Our journey takes us deeper into the South to Mississippi, a state steeped in history, from the blues music born in the Delta to the struggles of the civil rights movement.
But today, Mississippi faces a different kind of struggle, a shrinking population and the echoes of a mass exodus. For generations, Mississippi has grappled with poverty, limited access to health care, and a legacy of racial inequality. These factors have contributed to a cycle of out-migration as people leave in search of better opportunities elsewhere.
It's a familiar story in the South, a region still grappling with the ghosts of its past. The state's economy, largely based on agriculture and manufacturing, has struggled to keep pace with the changing times. Jobs are scarce, particularly in rural areas, and many young people feel they have no choice but to leave in search of a brighter future.
This brain drain further exacerbates Mississippi's challenges, leaving behind an aging population and a dwindling tax base. It's a vicious cycle, one that's difficult to break.
But amidst the hardship, there's a spirit of resilience in Mississippi, a determination to overcome adversity. There are efforts to improve education, attract new industries, and address the state's healthcare crisis. There are people working tirelessly to create a better future for Mississippi, to ensure that the next generation has the opportunity to thrive.
However, the road ahead is long and the challenges are significant. The question is, can Mississippi break free from its past, create a more equitable and prosperous future, and stem the tide of out-migration? Or will it continue to lose its most valuable resource, its people? Chapter 5, Alaska, the Last Frontier's Uncertain Future. Our final destination takes us north to the last frontier, Alaska, a land of rugged beauty, vast wilderness, and abundant natural resources. But even in this seemingly untouched paradise, challenges abound, and Alaska is facing its own population decline.
The state's remote location and harsh climate have always posed challenges to population growth. The cost of living is high. Job opportunities can be limited, and access to healthcare and other essential services can be difficult, particularly in rural areas.
But Alaska's shrinking population isn't just about geography. The state's economy, heavily reliant on oil and gas extraction, is vulnerable to fluctuations in the global market. As the world transitions to renewable energy sources, Alaska faces an uncertain future.
Climate change is also having a profound impact on Alaska. Melting glaciers, thawing permafrost, and threatening coastal communities. These environmental changes are disrupting traditional ways of life and forcing some communities to relocate.
However, Alaska is a state of resilience and innovation. Its people are known for their independent spirit, their ability to adapt to challenging conditions, and their deep connection to the land. There are efforts to diversify the economy, invest in renewable energy, and address the impacts of climate change.
The question is, can Alaska navigate the challenges of a changing climate, create a more sustainable economy, and attract new residents to its vast wilderness? Or will it continue to lose population? A cautionary tale of the far-reaching impacts of climate change and economic dependence on finite resources. So there we have it, a glimpse into the complex realities facing some of America's fastest shrinking states. These aren't just statistics, they're stories of people, communities, and the challenges of a changing world. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the scale of these issues, but it's important to remember that behind every statistic there's hope, resilience, and the potential for change. By understanding the factors driving these trends, we can start to explore solutions and work towards a more sustainable and equitable future for all. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Let us know in the comments what topics you'd like us to cover next.